kids, welcome back to RotoTalk.
Bam! Hey kids, welcome back. Happy Friday. It's been a long week. It went fast, but it was, you ever have one of those where it goes fast, but it's fucking long? I don't know. Drinking wine. Woohoo! Good stuff. Love it. Anyway, welcome to the rant. The first thing that I want to talk about is this fucking FAA crap, all right? My brother Twitch in the club sent me a link of a petition that we can sign, and I'm going to put the link in the description of this video, so hit pause, go down there, click it, do it, and sign it. It's a petition. Now, hang on a minute. Here we go. The commies are back, okay? Please keep Rule 336 of the FAA Modernization Act intact so it will protect model aviation hobbyists. Okay? FAA Department of Defense and certain members of Congress are looking to remove a current section of FAA Modernization and Reform Act that directly protects model aviation hobbyists. This protection, called Rule 336, exempts those involved in model aviation or hobby and recreation from serious and unnecessary regulation from the FAA. FAA officials claim they must do something about drones, multi-rotorcopters. However, there are hundreds of thousands of safe CBO rule-abiding fixed-wing RC pilots being included. If Rule 336 is modified or removed, our hobby will be dealt a heavy blow, hobby shops will close, club memberships will drop, flying fields will disappear, young pilots will be discouraged from the great fun of building and flying birds. Click on this link. It's in the description. This is a print off of where it's going to take you to. And you need only 4,500 people have signed this. And you have to have 100,000 for the White House to actually do anything about it. Which, well, we'll see if that works. But please, guys, if you enjoy flying, go fucking sign this, so the commies don't shut us down. It's just, fuck. Ugh. Gives me a headache. It really does. And if you don't go sign it, you better be starting buying boats or cars, RC, because there's not going to be planes, there's not going to be quads, and there's not going to be drones. And it's your own fucking fault. So that is a step. It's a start in the right direction. I still think that we need an unaffiliated sponsorship that's not the AMA, those douchebags, and something that's just people showing up and doing it, I guess. I don't know how you arrange that, because businesses want in on it, drone companies want in on it. We need people that don't make any money off of YouTube. We need people that don't make any money off of quads and drones. I mean, that's the biggest thing. So, I don't know the best way to go about that, but we need something. We need somebody there other than the fucking AMA to represent us. I mean, it's just absolutely fucking ridiculous. So anyway, next topic. Yeah, that just really burns me up. Next thing. I want to talk about boats for a second. And I know I've had this conversation. I've got the Patriot Blade guys I talk to, and I haven't been on very much this week. This week's just been a bitch, man. It's been really busy. And I've got all the guys I talk to on text and email, tons of YouTube guys that I, talk to. And a lot of people are freaking out, and I think I touched base on this earlier, that I'm going to go into boats full-time or planes full-time, because I've had a lot of wing stuff on. I've had a lot of planes. And I really haven't had a lot of planes. Getting to that. But my real love, my original RC love when I was a kid, were boats. It just was. And I said, I think it was in a New Guy video a long time ago, a couple months ago, saying there's two types of people. Well, I guess three. The kind that really love building and figuring shit out and tinkering, and the kind that really love flying and don't give a fuck about tinkering. And then there's the third kind, which is most of us that, not most of us, but the third kind, which is people of both genres. They want to build and they want to fly. Hopefully you're a little of both. But after watching my stuff, and hopefully I have motivated some people to build their own birds and not, it's one thing to buy some pre-built birds. I mean factory birds when I say pre-built. for your first couple, that's great, you know, but get away from that because you're spending way too much money. You know, you buy a little $300 quad off of Amazon or off of whoever, you know, and usually they're really chintzy and they're not well made, and, you know, you kind of get what you pay for because there's a lot of labor. Anyway, long story longer. I love to tinker, I love to build, and one of the reasons I've kind of slacked off on the crazy builds lately, I haven't slacked off much, but is the fact I've built everything. I mean, really, realistically, I've built most of the frames I like 2 or 3 times over. I've built most of the motors I like 2 or 3 times over. We do have another build coming up maybe next week, or yeah, next week. You know, and I've used everything. So it's like, I'm just kind of, you get bored with it. You know, we figured it up the other day. Last winter alone, I built over 200 quads. And I've been doing that for 4 fucking years. And that was just last winter. So I've built a few birds, you know, so it gets boring after a while. It's like I'm building more birds for friends right now than I do for myself. So getting back to one of my first loves, which was RC boats, and I started in that young, like 8. Not really cool ones, not when I was 8, but by the time I was 12, I was running gas hydros and, you know, whatever else. Way back in the day. I'm 43, so, you know, that was a long fucking time ago. So one way or another, due to my back neighbor there and my buddy Motor Mike, got me back into boats. And I love it. I absolutely have missed it. I've actually only been on the water 1 time since I got back into it. And with the new UL-19. And it's like, it was so fun. Because it's really cool to go out, do your thing, whether it's planes, quads, whatever, and actually land or dock or whatever you're doing and come home with it in one fucking piece. And a lot of times with drones, quads, that's not the case. You know, I still love fucking quads. I'll always be a flyer. But one of the things that I have decided to do is the boat thing started out as a chop shop thing, which we're still doing it. I have to fix it because I fucked up the finish on the bottom. That was my fault. But that started as a chop shop thing, but again, with the RC addiction, it segued into, oh, now I'm into boats, which I am. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to do the boat videos are going to be called RotoBoat. So if you guys see a video pop up that says RotoBoat and then whatever, and you don't give a flying fuck about boats, don't watch it. And then anything else is going to be quads and planes. The quads and planes videos will not be less, and it will not be more. They will still be what they are. But I do want to designate some time to boats for a while too. One of the things that I used to build when I was a kid was nitro outrigger boats. And I'm going to let you watch this real quick. This is just an example of the kit I am building. I'm going to put up and I'm going to do a build series kind of on it maybe. More of a build overview because it's a very long process. But I'm going to put a picture up right here of the actual boat itself, and then watch this. This is some guy playing with one hitting about 70 miles an hour.
Metto su YouTube. Ha ripreso ad andare.
Boom, how fucking cool was that, right? I mean, that is awesome. So today I ordered all the stuff to build that. I got my engine coming, I got the kit. Now, mind you, that's a 32-inch boat or something like that, and it comes in a box about this big. You have to build the entire fucking thing. It's birch plywood, and we're gonna hydro dip it, and we're just gonna make this thing fucking bad to the bone. So that's coming up. Like I said, it's not gonna be a build video, because it's not something you're gonna do in an hour. It's more like weeks. But something like that, I'm actually building all in, minus the radio, for, what was it, about $350. That's pretty much all in. And you've already got a radio if you're watching this channel probably, so you can use any radio for it. So about $350, and that's a nitro. Gonna be fucking smoking. I love the fucking extreme shit. Obviously, that's why we're into quads, and that's why we do, you know, 100-mile-an-hour little 3-inch birds and 5-inch birds and whatever. we all like that little mini adrenaline rush that we get off of the RC stuff. And the boats that I like are like that one you just saw. My huge gas one that we're going to see, the UL-19 electric one that I have, does 70 some odd miles an hour after I modify it. And then there's the JJ Roto boat, that we're rebuilding. That's going to be a sweet little ride too. So I love, you guys, YouTube Formula One hydroplane racing and watch some of the real full-scale boats and you'll understand what I mean. These are like Indy cars, 2,000 horsepower engines in them, and the boat just flies out of the fucking water. It's just absolutely fucking cool. So I'm getting back into that, and the neat thing is, when you build these kits, the kits are actually reasonably cheap. The rest of it's not so much, but versus buying a new one, you buy this boat, it's going to be $600. I might even sell it. I don't know. I might build it and then run it once or twice, get some videos on it, and it's going to be sweet. It's going to be all hydro dipped and fucking cool. And maybe I'll sell it and build another one. I don't know. We'll see how the boat thing goes. But absolutely, if you buy that same boat put together, it's going to cost you $600-700. So, and it's fun. Like I said, getting back to the point, there are those of us that love building and we like flying, or we love flying. But you know what I mean? There's always that one guy that loves to geek and tinker with shit, and then there's the one guy that's like, my buddy Shiloh, for instance, he's one of those guys. He's like, well, I don't mind building little shit, whatever, here and there and fixing stuff. He goes, but I just want to get out and fly. I want my quad to never fucking break. Well, we know that doesn't happen. He'll send his shit to me sometimes. It's like, oh, JJ, fix this, whatever, build me this. Because he just enjoys flying more than he likes building, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm kind of the opposite. Because when you have a limited time to fly, and that's usually the negotiation, right? It's like if you've got a wife and 4 kids, or wife and 2 kids in my case, or whatever, and a job and all this other stuff, it's like you've got more time at home maybe than you do to go out and fly. And that's my case. I build way more than I fucking fly. And same thing goes for boats. I've been on the water once, and I got 3 fucking boats sitting here. So, it's one of those things. But, so in the future, it's going to be called RotoBoat. Anything that has to do with a boat video. And getting into the extreme motorsports thing, I want to share with you my buddy's pictures in Utah. His name's Earl. He's about, and forgive me, Earl, if I forget, or you don't want people knowing your age, but he's actually like 75 years old. And here's a picture of his dragster. And it is just, look at this thing. Is that not the coolest fucking car you've ever seen in your life? It's just, my God, it's just, that's car porn. I'm not a big car guy. I'm really not. And, I drive a Civic, for fuck's sake, but when it comes to high performance, blow your ass up type of stuff, funny cars, dragsters, hydroplane boats, super bikes, anything like that, I love it. I do not like NASCAR. F1 IndyCar, it's okay. I'll watch it, but it's not really, I won't watch it, actually. I don't mind seeing bits and pieces of it. But anyhow, very, very cool Earl. I love it, love it, love it. And Earl actually flies, he builds his own birds, and he flies line of sight only. He doesn't do FPV, so he flies quads line of sight, and he does it in acro mode. Fucking crazy. The guy's talented. But look at that car, really, seriously. It's like, oh, it's fucking awesome. So I think that's, we got some other stuff coming up here and there, and I'm not going to get into it. But my biggest gripe, my biggest bitch right now is the fact of that FAA thing. You guys have got to get off your asses. Go sign that fucking petition. It's not going to hurt. You have to put down your name, which I put JJ RotoGeek because they don't need to know my real name, and put down your email address so they can contact you if they need to. Fine. You can always block them later, but you don't have to give them personal information, your address, or any of that crap. What's the worst that can happen? They ignore it, fine. But at least we can say we tried. So please, 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 if this thing has any fucking weight to it, go sign it. It's not going to hurt anything. Try to protect our hobby against these fucking pinko commies that are trying to take it away. And one last bit. Check out my buddy in the UK. Check out his channel. He's trying to get it off. This is my buddy Graham. It's right here. He is trying to get his channel off the ground. And the thing that's great about these UK guys, and you know I love you. I got a lot of friends in the UK. Y'all fuck everything up you touch. All my UK friends, they're always saying, dude, this doesn't work, and this doesn't work, and I spilled my fucking tea on this, and blah, 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 and I flushed the toilet, and my house sank, and, you know, all this other crap. So he's trying to get his channel off the ground. So shoot over there and give him a high five and check him out, because that's probably going to be a really good channel, because he fucks everything up, and he's probably going to be doing a lot of fix-it stuff. So subscribe to his channel, give him a little bit of a vote of confidence. He's a great, great guy, but I think he's going to nail it down pretty good. So anyway, kids, until tomorrow, I will have some stuff up probably tomorrow. Keep the shiny side up. Bam. Later.